matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns.
Ready to get us started, it's Cade York.
And off we go from Cleveland. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
13.
Now Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson.
Steps away to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Pulled in at the 24. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, it's Watson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Watson going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson.
Swings this out for Hunt.
And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, Pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better.
J.K. Dobbins, the one he was looking for.
And that'll make it 3rd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. That's going to be caught. It's James Prochet. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action with Jackson. On the move to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Play action. Now Jackson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Sione Takitaki, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
The drive had started well after a punt last time. Now it's slowed down a bit, and let's face it, they don't want to punt the ball in back-to-back series. They want a sustained drive on this one.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Here's Jackson to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 43 yards.
And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Ravens 7, Browns 9. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The
The Browns drive about to get started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it up.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And Chubb will try the middle here. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Here's Watson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one?
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. To try again after the sack, Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Eluding the pressure right.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking.
And this is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports.
Taken from about the 12. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
But Charles, we saw pretty entertaining 1st half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the 2nd quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Golf's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Chubb with a 1st down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're...
And now Watson throws another interception.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off. 20! And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here And that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fair catch. Made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over first and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Watson on third down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken at the 15.
A solid 12-yard return after the 55-yard punt.
And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard. That will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise. And it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. And he's going to go down again.
Sione Takitaki
able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Watson on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Watson looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call. It ended up maybe closing them out.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
13.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion.
The Ravens on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He's got his man. It's Andrews.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17.
Hey, Ozzie, sit up.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson will throw again, rolling to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
On 3rd down, Jackson. That'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at about the 14.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Watson letting one fly deep for Cooper.
A quick throw there going to be batted away at incomplete. But we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes,
and this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson.
And this one too low.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Jackson now. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third.
Here's Watson. Finding Hunt. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. Now leaving with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
To throw, Watson.
Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things, not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal.